Welcome again to the final episode of this program. I want to appreciate everybody who comes through whenever you're doing such projects, and I hope that we are going to be with you all through this COP27 season, and probably look for a voice of reason and a solution that is genuine and one that will last to benefit the next posterity, regardless of their race, color, and even geographical location in the global village. Like I said, you can go to the comment section and correct some of the mistakes that I've probably put across, if any. And it is emotive, and sometimes we've been told as men, for us to rise above the mental illnesses, mental health illnesses, we need also to become emotional. Probably the next step that I'll become a little emotional. I might shed some tears, and it won't be taken as an action from a weak man, and for this matter an African man, but rather a strong man who loves his family, his society, and also his life enough to protect it. I want to start with 3 comments that were stated as facts very recently. And I want to begin with a comment that came from the Living Planet report of 2008. This report says that our global or ecological footprint now exceeds the world capacity to generate or to regenerate or to rejuvenate or to, well, I hope you understand, to replenish. That is the word that I was looking for. To replenish. Not because of our overpopulation as a narrative that has been broadcasted very much by the West to the global South, but because of our greed, a narrative that Africans have not yet been able, and Asians and Latinos have not been able to, and even the Aboriginals, we have not been able to package it correctly according to the models and theories that may be understood by the West. But the fact remains that their greed is what that has brought us here. Look at the lifestyle, and you will see the greed is not in their DNA, but it has become a culture. If you read the history of pre-industrial revolution in Europe, before the mass migration to America and Australia and other parts of the world by the Europeans, they were in a sorry state, a pathetic state, than Africans are. We've never reached the level of where the Europeans were 500 years ago. And that's a fact. But because of pillaging, looting, and also disregarding humanity, and an attempt of becoming a god against other societies, this is what has been inherited even with the Europeans and Americans and Australians and other white folks in different continents. Those of our generations, the millennials, who were supposed to bring this world together as a global village. Some of them are refusing. I want to recognize my friend Linus in Germany. My friend, I forget, Tomasi from Germany. Another friend from Belgium, his name has slipped away from Belgium. And very many other unsung heroes in Europe who have decided to even share Ubers. They pool for transport. They are avoiding what their great-grandparents and their grandparents and those even before them, from making this world a bad place for humanity. Now, this is a report that says that about 30% of the world capacity cannot be redeemed. It's unfortunate. And we are being warned that if this continues in the same rate, in the mid-2030s, we may need another planet. And true to this, you've seen the billionaires of the world competing in space tourism so that they can be able, and they are funding the astronauts to find life in other planets. Tell me these are not cues of the claims that we are laying down. The economy started with coins. It moved to golds, and then now to greenbacks as reserves. But before that, the economy's great reserves were the human labor and land. So the people who have benefited from the Industrial Revolution will find themselves irrelevant in this new dispensation, and Africans must lead the way. J.R. McNeill, in his book, Something New Under the Sun, a book he wrote recently around 2010, thereabout, he talks about China in 1978 having the greatest soil erosion that affected 31% of the arable land in China. The United States in the 20th century also had lost the topsoil that had taken 1,000 years to form. And currently, because of the civilization of urbanization, where we are covering the earth with concrete and tarmac and thinking that we are living a better life, doing away with creeping creatures and that may bring diseases and so on and so forth. They are dirty, and all these fallacies, that all these are not good for economy. It is simply making a world where man or humanity wants to live alone. And this is what is causing all these inconsistencies of the natural order, the conflict between natural creations that we have packaged as natural phenomena that are on their extreme. It is not Mother Nature fighting our human activities. It is our human activities driving us to hell, all in the claim of economic empowerment and the welfare of our people. A system that has been made by man is not fit to save men. It is only fit to save those who understand it and those who craft it. The rest will perish because of this greed. Finally, I want to read something that it's a report that was published by the World Water Vision, and it talks about that 10% of global annual water consumption may be depleted, okay, by 2025. It's only 3 years from now. You can see how we are struggling with clean water. So it's up to you. We had already looked at the conflict of Lake Namlole, or rather Lake Victoria. And I did not mention the conflict that was there before COVID-19 between Ethiopia and Egypt. Also, we are experiencing another conflict among the Europeans with the Russia and Ukraine conflict, just the same as the conflict that called the World War I and II, which were basically European, and the other one was European and Asian conflict. But what is important is the USA, which is fueling all these escalations. It started with Russia trying to promote NATO to get into the former USSR territory, disregarding treaties among the former USSR nations and Russia, trying to make Russia a very small country and disregarding it and its existence and contribution to the world, and really trying to kill competition. Another competition that is being killed is China. And unfortunately, these two countries are becoming lone countries. But remember, they have boycotted COP27. And so these are the biggest emitters and contributors to fossil fuel production and export, including India. But they have boycotted. So to what benefit is America bringing to the world? To what benefit is all this? Now that probably Trump is going to trample down Biden in the midterm election, if it goes to the Republicans, so the Democrats lose their majority in the houses, and so Biden may be impeached. So this is another thing to worry about. Adding to the xenophobic rhetoric and racist rhetorics that politicians have always been perpetuating in the EU and the North America since 2016, just to have a protectionist policy and to protect their industries, and blinding people that they need these industries for them to live a good life. Good life is when you interdepend with nature, because you are natural, you're not artificial. And so you need to depend on nature, and nature needs to depend on you for it to replenish. We've been told in this COP 27 that Nigeria is going to exceed the population of EU in the next 10 years. Let it exceed. But we need to look for our own solutions. The funding mechanisms that I talked about are not working. All right? They are not working. Look, no country that has been developed through industrialization is going to shut their industry. Let us not lie to ourselves. This funding mechanism has been a diplomatic way of keeping the poor countries at bay as they continue languishing in more poverty so that they can be dependent. It is a game of dependency ever since slavery to now. Africans, wake up. Again, like I said, the foreign policies of the EU and the Americas does not favor us. They are killing alternative superpowers, alternative partners to Africa. All these people have developed through fossil fuel. But when we wanted to start our own in Lamu, the government was fought. And I dare the government that you should embark in this project for you to be able to become a green economy. You need to start from the fossil fuel and teach those people who have benefited for all these years, over 200 years, from the fossil fuel-led industries, and they have not even practiced 10% of the democracy that they preach. Yes, I say we need to go nuclear here in Kenya and Senegal and Bangladesh. Let us not be silenced. We need to go nuclear. Yes, I am an environmentalist and I don't want to play to the gallery. If nothing is working, something should work. And this is a voice of an angry environmentalist who has not given up, but who is looking for solution. And I'm saying this because even the green technology that is coming up, they are all not being produced from a process of green energy. They are coming from fossil fuel industries. And so as we grapple with the COVID-19 economic recovery, the global recession, like I said, and also the other politics of the day, I want us to remember that we are the only ones who can liberate ourselves. Let us liberate ourselves. And politicians are the biggest sellouts in the global south. They want to be elected for them to benefit. And that's why they keep on licking the feet of the developed country politicians. They will even be dictated on what policies that should inform laws for us to qualify for what was stolen from us. So unfortunately, this overbearing is so unfortunate. And I would like us to move away, like the late President Mwai Kibaki moved us from the miserable life that we were led to by Kenyatta 1 and Moi, of dependency, of oppressing your own to please the culprits. We would like to go where Kibaki had taken us. It's the only time that Kenya grew, and also part of Uhuru government. So this new government should listen. It is a hustler's government. We will pay all the loans. Mobilize us. We are DNA'd to do harambes. We can do harambe for SGR. Even if the money for SGR was stolen. Okay, we were told SGR costed 300 billion, but the money that was borrowed was 420 billion. So this kind of corruption we need to be hard on. And we need to move with speed, resilience, and brilliance. Let us not be cowed down. Even this government of the hustlers, it is beginning to sell out the hustlers. And December 1st, if they're going to launch that hustler fund, which we were told is free, but now we're told it's a loan, we want to see the percentage of the loan. And next year, we're going to make a decision of whether to continue with this government or not. As I conclude, we need to be very critical. Not everything that we are told by the who is who, even the religious leaders, that is right. All these systems that were brought to us in Africa and were not there before are only serving the interest of those who developed it. And so with those few and still angry remarks, I want to appreciate you who has taken time to listen to me, and I promise in the next subsequent podcasts, I would like to probably move into the scientific and the political nitty-gritties that regards to the climate change and what me and you can do. Thank you so much. May you be blessed. Let us be together and act as one for a common solution with a common effort. And don't be put down. Don't put yourself down. Follow me in my social media. Let us have an engagement. And let us have our own true COP27 for Africans. Thank you.